Hello, everybody. Chris here with Daniel, and welcome back to the 450 Dead Center podcast. Today, big news, big, massive, almost best player in baseball news. Juan Soto is on the trade market. Daniel.
What are you doing, Washington? That's just the first thing. What the
Oh
heck
yeah,
are you doing, Washington? But the thing that's even more crazy, Chris, is that he's linked to the Jays as a top suitor.
yeah, and you know it's very convenient. We're Jays fans, so
Yeah!
yeah,
Well, that's why you're getting this video, obviously.
of course. If we were Yankees fans and he was linked to the Yankees, I'm sure we would be making a video for that. But we're Jays fans, and as you can tell by the clothes that we're wearing and our backgrounds, and yes, he's wearing a Jays jersey too. So Juan Soto is potentially, it's not official, but he's potentially on the trade market because Washington doesn't want to pay him big boy money, basically.
Well, I called this. I really did. Remember when I don't think I ever said this publicly, like in a video or whatever, but I remember us talking about it. When he got that big offer during the winter and he turned it down.
Yep,
I don't remember what the
it was like
numbers were.
$350 million. Like he can get
Yeah, for 10 years or something like that. Like,
insane deal, by the way.
yeah, I told Chris, I said he doesn't want to be in Washington anymore, or slash his time's coming to an end. And look, I mean, it looks like it's coming true. It looks like he's gonna get moved.
Yeah, there's really no point in Washington like keeping him for like longer if he's not going to re-sign with
Yeah.
Washington. So if they were to keep him for 1 to 2 more years, then that'll only just diminish his trade value because his control is going to become less and less
Yes.
as the year goes on. The perfect time I would say to trade him would probably be the trade deadline, or the off season. Those are really the two candidate days that I can really see Juan Soto getting traded. But what do you think the likelihood of him getting traded is?
It's just so crazy to think about because it's
Hmm.
one of those guys that I don't think he would ever trade. Like, he's literally a franchise piece.
Yeah, it's basically
Um,
if like before Mike Trout got that like 11-year contract, it was basically if the Angels traded him with like 2 to 3 years left of arbitration. Like,
It's the
why would they
equivalent
do
to
that?
like the Braves trading Acuna
Yeah,
or
Jay's trading Vlad.
Dre's trading Vlad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, those are franchise guys. These guys don't come
Hmm.
around every once in a while. Like,
Hmm.
once in a while. These guys are like there are a reason they're called franchise guys. Like,
Exactly, they are a one in a generation.
and he's what, 22 or
He's
20? Something
23,
like that.
22, same age as Vlad,
23,
basically.
24. But he's like young. Like, he's not even in his prime yet. And
Yeah,
he's
that's
already
really
considered
scary.
possibly the best hitter in baseball.
Yeah, maybe behind Mike Trout. But he is absolutely insane, and I would say out of any player in the league, Juan Soto does have the most trade value at the moment. Maybe Vlad. Maybe Vlad. I think that's the only.
Otani, like, there's a couple that I would say have
Yeah.
the same around the trade value, but this is a top of the line guy, and I'm just so mind boggled that Washington's gonna trade them. I mean, like, it makes sense. I get it. Like, if he's not gonna resign, try to get stuff instead of
Hmm. Yeah, and
just losing him in free agency kind of thing.
just think the two teams that are like linked in the Buster Only article were the Jays and the Padres. Coincidentally, the two teams that were in the running for Jose Ramirez. So it seems like both of those teams need a sort of left-handed power bat that can go in the 2, 3, 4 spot. That's sort of what Ramirez would have been. That's what obviously Soto is. Like if he were to get traded to the Jays, I feel like he'd be our two-hitter like easy. So what are your
I
opinions?
mean, can we just talk about how the Padres and Jays are destined to play in the World Series?
They
Like,
have
it's gonna
to.
happen.
One day. It
It's
may not be
gonna
this
happen.
year, might not be next year, but it's gonna happen
Like,
one of these days.
these guys have been aggressive. Always. They've always been aggressive. Well, since whatever 2019 or whatever, they've been this aggressive
Hmm.
in the off season. They've performed well. They have bright young stars. Like, they're just destined to play in the World Series.
They are, and
I'm
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And just
But that's not
imagine,
about this.
just imagine,
More about-
Daniel,
Yeah, go ahead.
like either the Padres lineup or the Toronto Blue Jays lineup with Juan Soto in it. Just you have already a star player of Vlad, and then the Padres have a star player of Tatis. So no matter who you get, that like just a 2-3, 3-4, 1-2 in the batting lineup is just disgusting. And who do you pitch to in those lineups?
I was about to say this video is not about like the Jays and Padres aggressiveness and how they're destined to be in the World Series. This is about Juan Soto, who's I'll say it, I think he's getting traded at this point. I think
I think
now
he
that
is
it's
too.
publicly out there, it's almost impossible for Washington to rebuild that relationship. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they
Yeah.
basically got to pay him 400 or whatever he wants, $500, whatever
Mm-hmm.
it is.
There's only
But
one really reason why I maybe don't think he'll get traded. Oh, and maybe two. One, because he's Juan Soto, best like pure hitter in the league.
Yeah.
But then two, if he were to get traded to the Jays and the Padres, they wouldn't be able to sign some other players. Just say like you get Soto, you give him to an extension or not, then you probably sign Vlad, but then you can't get Bo. But then if on the Padres side, I don't know if you maybe sign Jane Cronenworth. I know you already signed Tatis, but then you already have that Machado money. So where are you going to get that extra cash?
I feel like either one of these guys, I don't think Soto will stay on their team forever. I really don't. I think it's going to be like a 4-year window. Or whatever his controllability is. I don't know how much controllability
After
he
this
has.
year, he has 2 years of arbitration.
Okay, so he's got 3 years basically, including this year.
Yeah, if he gets traded at the deadline. If not, if he gets traded in the offseason,
That's what I would
years.
assume. I would assume it's going to be a 3-year kind of go gung-ho for the World Series for whoever gets him, whether it be the Jays, hopefully the Padres. My God, if he goes to the Yankees, I actually might, like...
The Yankees don't have
Right.
anybody to trade for, unless they
Yeah.
give up Jason Dominguez, but he's not really
But-
that good anymore. Well, he's still good, but not like Mike Trout
No,
level.
yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, I think whoever he goes to, I think he's going to end up on a different team eventually, but this is just kind of like a 3-year kind of, you know what I mean? Like a 3-year kind of championship. I
Yeah.
guess, the best way to put it.
So then just say the Jays were to make an offer for Juan Soto. Who would you think's in that package?
Well, let's be real. First of all, it's going to be, I think, the biggest trade package you've ever seen in baseball.
Probably.
Like, I can't think of a guy, unless you can think of one, but I can't think of a guy with that much, I guess, I don't know, asking price or whatever you want to call it. Like, not much
Maybe
potential
Scherzer
that's
and
gone
Turner
traded.
last year. Scherzer Turner to the Dodgers, but
But like I'd say Soto's even bigger than that. Like,
He
I'm
is.
trying
No,
to
he
think of
definitely
a star
is.
that got traded. I can't think of a star in baseball in my life that's gotten traded like that. That's in there. Like, he's not even in his prime yet. That's the thing.
and then to think you let him
Verlander's
for
gotten
2
traded,
years.
but Verlander was old, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
So-
don't know, can you think of one? Because I can't think of a single player.
At the very moment, nobody like this big. Nobody that big.
Yeah.
But speaking of package, so just say you were to get him for the 2 years or 2.5 years
Yeah,
with the
whatever
trade
it is, 2
deadline,
or 3.
what would you put up for him?
I mean, like, I had this conversation with my dad. I think anyone's available except Vlad.
And what about Bo?
If they want to do Soto for Bo 1-on-1, go ahead.
I would take that deal as well.
Right? You know what I mean? Like, everyone is available except Vlad. Vlad is the only untouchable guy. If everyone else is available, obviously it'll depend on, how much they want per thing, right?
Yeah, I feel like
But-
maybe Manoah is untouchable as well.
I mean, like,
But,
but
like,
if
he would be
if
a lot
Washington
of-
came to you right now and went Soto for Manoah,
I would
You're
do
saying
it.
no?
I would do it. I
right?
would do
That's
it.
what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, untouchable is 1-on-1. You're saying no,
Mm-hmm.
right? Vlad's the only one I would say no to.
Yeah, me too.
But
So
I mean, trade package like you were talking about. I think Lourdes is going.
the thing is, though, like for me, is that if you're trading Juan Soto, you're not gonna really. I don't think the Nationals are gonna want like some crazy like next level like MLB player because if that they already have that with Soto. So why are they gonna do a one-on-one trade? Just say Soto for Bo. 'Cause then
Exactly.
You're not really
I know what you
replacing
mean.
him.
I was just being hypothetical with it. Right?
Yeah, maybe you throw in a
I don't know.
Teoscar or Gurriel
I
just
think
so
either
they could be a
Lourdes or
trade piece like
Teoscar,
the year after.
one of them's gonna go.
I would have
feel
to
like
probably
Lourdes is
Gurriel.
probably the more. I feel like he has better value just because he's played multiple positions.
His
and
contract is better too.
and his contract's better. Like, I feel like he's probably the one. I think Biggio's almost certain to go. in
Yeah,
this
I would
deal.
have to say Cavan's gone. Probably
think-
Kirk, Moreno,
Kirk-
one
I
of
think
the two.
Kirk or what's his guy's
Moreno.
name? I'm blanking. Moreno, whatever
One of the
one,
two.
but it'll probably be Kirk.
Yeah.
And
Or Elvis.
I think Groshans is definitely in that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're going to be a ton of pitchers. Like, I think we
Nate
could
Pearson?
see Nate Pearson go. I think Adam Kloffenstein can go.
Van Eyck.
I think possibly CJ Van Eyck. Like, it's going to take a lot to get him, but I would do
Mm-hmm.
it. It's literally the best player, the best hitter in baseball.
Yeah, so basically you're throwing in maybe 2 to 3 like almost all-star caliber MLB players and then 2, 3, 4 top 10 prospects
Yeah.
in the J system.
Exactly. They're going to get a haul. And,
Yeah.
I mean, rightfully so. It's Juan Soto. But I would do it 100%.
Mm-hmm.
If Washington came to me and said they want I'll use Teoscar because he's the more expensive one or the better player. Teoscar, Egio, Perk, Pearson, Ploffenstein, Roshins, and trying to think of Miguel Geraldo.
Okay. Yeah, he's borderline top 10 in our system.
Yeah,
So.
he's a borderline top guy. And CJ Van Eyck, whatever, 7 guys there. For Juan Soto, heartbeat, I'd do it.
I do that instantly.
In a heartbeat. Because look, I mean, you basically like Biggio doesn't have a job, so.
Hey,
whatever.
he's actually doing pretty solid in AAA right now.
Yeah,
He's hitting like 400 with like a 900 OPS.
I know. But like Espinal's good.
I agree.
As Soto would replace the hole in left field.
Or right.
I mean, yeah, exactly. You could always trade for another pitcher, right, to get another bullpen arm because that's what Pearson's going to be, and then the prospects aren't going to impact the team in 2 years.
Exactly. They won't impact the team. Like maybe one or two of them if we get lucky. Like Moreno would probably. I feel like he would impact the team this year if there's no trade.
That's the other thing. It was Kirk, right? So you just replaced Kirk with Moreno.
Exactly, or vice versa. If you just get rid of Moreno, you still have Kirk. But I feel like Moreno does have more value. But then maybe if you throw in Moreno, you take back a Pearson or something. We'll see.
It could be. There's so much to play with, and this is if this trade goes down, which I'm all for it because just imagine Vlad and Soto in the same line.
Disgusting. Yeah, but also I don't know if they would even want to catch her because they got Keibert Ruiz from the Dodgers last year, who's probably their top catching prospect. But then again, you can always have they don't need enough catchers, and they also got Riley Adams.
Like Kirk would be the fill-in right now. Like, you know
That's true. That is true. Kirk would be the fill-in right now. I believe they have Riley Adams still on the roster from the Brad Hand trade last year. So
exactly, a disaster. But yeah, if that deal, if they offer me that, that's like 9 players I named.
Yeah, done. Instant, go take them.
I would do it, 100%. That's the combination of 6 years of solid drafting by the Jays.
Yeah, for generational type player, another Vlad on the team.
Generation. I don't care if he's here for 2 years, whatever.
If you have Soto on the team for 2 years, you're going for the World Series.
100% I'm in.
You're going for the World Series with Soto on the team. But there is a but. If you give up all those prospects, all those years and years of the future pretty much for the Jays, though I'm sure Soto is probably younger than most of them, do you sign Soto to an extension?
I think you got to see it depends on a bunch of stuff. It depends on how much exactly he's asking for, because no one knows how much he wants, right?
Probably like 400
350 could have been enough. He just doesn't want to be in Washington.
That's a good point.
Right?
That's a good point.
No one knows how much Soto wants. He could take a pay cut. Imagine he gets like 200 million. He probably won't.
He won't. No way. Unless he does that for a shorter period of time.
Exactly. You know what I mean? No one knows exactly how he wants. So A, it depends on how much he wants, and B, it depends on what the Jays want to do. Do they want to stay loyal and lock up Bo and Vlad?
Personally, I would.
I mean, I wouldn't be against that. Or do you want to say screw it and lock up Soto and risk the other two, right? So it depends on a lot of the stuff. But if you get him, I mean, you're gonna get so much money. Let's be real, jersey sales are gonna go through the roof.
Oh, I would instantly buy Soto
baby
jersey.
blues.
Soto.
Oh my god!
And imagine just Soto in the dugout with Vlad, Teoscar if he's not traded, Gurriel if he's not traded. You mix him with the pitching rotation of Barrios, Springer,
Bo,
Santi,
Espinal, Manoah, these guys. That would be such a fun team. Plus, he's a lefty bat,
which is what we need.
And he solves everything.
He's a lefty bat with great play discipline, high on base percentage, defense, but then Gurriel's defense is meh. But if we can have literally the best pure hitter in baseball on this team, with Vlad, with Bo, with Springer, who's not going anywhere, okay.
I feel so bad for that lineup. I feel so bad for that pitcher that we have to face.
I mean, I said that at the start of this year, and the Jays aren't hitting, so we'll see what happens. But I think that about wraps it up.
Just a little bit. But yeah, I think that's it. So if you guys like what you see, make sure you drop a like, hit that subscribe button down below. Follow the YouTube channel as well. Follow the Instagram page, 450.deadcenter. We're trying to go daily with posts there. And on the road to 1,000 subs. Anything else I'm missing? Go Jays. What else?
That's
Yankees
it.
Suck.
Yeah, Yankees suck. Yeah, cool. Goodbye. See you next time.